I was a young girl, the sickening characters of horror movies have haunted me. Though many of these movies depict characters that in no way could take shape in human form, there are numerous who give a new meaning to the word monster. If you look back at the movies Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scream, Queen of the Damned, American Psycho, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw, and many more, while it may be a far-fetched accusation, I believe that these movies bring on ideas for people to portray such characters. I feel that because of the motives that these movies influence, it gives enough cause for the making of realistic horror movies to come to an end. After all, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based on a true story. While it is true that the movie is loosely inspired from real-life serial killer Ed Gein, the truth behind a number of brutal massacres is a far cry from being a fictionist tale. Three more movies that inspired and have been the basis of reenactments for real-life crimes are Queen of the Damned, American Psycho, and Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's begin with Alan Menzies, who murdered his friend, Thomas McKendrick, in 2002. Menzies claimed that the vampire from Queen of the Damned told him to do it, promising to make him a vampire in his next life. Menzies repeatedly stabbed McKendrick to death, drank his blood, ate part of his head, and then buried him. Again, in 2004, at the age of 14, Michael Hernandez stabbed his classmate to death. Hernandez claimed he identified with the murderers of American Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. His plan was to reenact their roles for him to begin his career as a real-life serial killer. Later, when addressed by the father of the victim, Hernandez showed no reaction. He declined to speak. Another horror story brought to life. In 2004, Daniel Gonzalez used Nightmare on Elm Street as inspiration for his own personal killing spree. Gonzalez, equipped with several knives, portrayed character Freddy Krueger, killing 4 innocents. When interviewed by Detective Cobb, Gonzalez stated that he wanted to be remembered as a famous serial killer. Not to mention the latest sightings of clowns across the country. I think it is no coincidence that these clowns have appeared just after news was released that there will be a remake of the movie It coming out soon. By revamping this old horror movie, it has given rise to people dressing up as clowns, scaring children and adults alike, and many is going as far to try and lure children into the woods or stalking women. Though many of these murderers, killers, pleaded some form of insanity, personality disorder, or mental disease, I have to say that I believe that is no reason to take another person's life. While illness and sickness cause a person's mind to change and think differently, I feel that a disease does not bring justice to the torture and mutilating of those innocent victims. These stories provide extreme evidence of the dangers associated with horror films. While most people do not watch horror films with the intention of using them as a basis for committing crime, we cannot ignore the fact that there are people in the world who do. Maybe I am reading too much into this. However, what if you are one of the few to become a victim of these types of crimes, or it is your child or loved one who might suffer from the reenactments of a horror film? This is why I believe that horror movies are dangerous to today's society and contribute to miscellaneous acts throughout the world.